Hello.
Hey everybody.
Hey everybody.
That's right. Good evening. Welcome to the Hunt for Harmony.
Welcome.
I'm James Hunt.
I am Jaqua.
And we are not therapists, we're not ministers, we're not pastors, we're not counselors. We are marriage coaches.
And we're going to pump
you up. You got to say it like Arnold.
What was that on?
Wasn't it Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
It was. No. It was Living Color. No, Saturday Night Live.
Yes, with Michael Myers. Didn't they were
No.
bodybuilders?
Dana Carvey. Oh yeah. Well,
so,
we all gonna pump you up a little bit, get you excited about your marriage.
Exactly. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We thank our followers, and everyone who has subscribed.
Thank you.
And new viewers, we welcome you, and we ask that you would take a second right now to subscribe to the Hunt for Harmony.
Yes.
All right. So, what we're going to do tonight, last week we discussed the strengths of our spouses and how, we benefit from those.
Right, which was a follow-up to the previous week, speaking about our spouse's weaknesses or perceived weaknesses.
Right. So I hope you guys have, took some time to identify what those things were and to evaluate how you respond to your spouse's perceived weaknesses and maximizing your strengths.
Yes. And so this week, today, we're going to be speaking about kind of your attitude, your behavior,
right,
your outlook on your marriage or about your marriage. There are so many marriages, and I am kind of just a voyeur, so to speak. I like to look at not just marriages, but relational dynamics,
right,
just how people relate to one another, and specifically marriage and couples. I like to just sit back and observe. And man, marriages are suffering. People are suffering in their marriages. And what so many people have decided to do is just just kind of stick with it because they don't want to get a divorce, I guess.
So what you're going to do tonight is you're going to ask yourselves, am I acting like, or do I act like
where I am in my marriage?
Or am I acting like where I'm going in my marriage?
Yeah, and there is a difference.
There's a big difference. There is a very, very big difference.
Because if you act like where you are in your marriage, then you're constantly thinking about all the things that irritate you about your spouse, how you hate being married, how you can't wait to be out of a marriage. Hopefully you're not hoping that something happens to your spouse. But
yeah, that's not good.
But at any rate, you're acting that way. So you really can't anticipate or hope or think that anything is going to change or be different because you're acting like where you are.
Yeah, a good example, you hear about people growing up in the inner city, and impoverished, and you find a few people who realize, I can't be this. This is not going to be where it ends for me.
Right.
Okay? And they take that situation and they look forward and they start to doing the things that they need to do to progress and to get out of there. But a lot of people, they stay there and they play right where they are.
Right.
And they have decided that this is where I'm going to be.
This is my final destination.
In a sense, they've given up.
Right.
And you can't give up. Okay? If you know that's not the type of marriage you want, don't stay there and act like that's the type of marriage you want.
Right. Don't.
Do something to get out of that, to change that marriage. Not to get out of it, but to change the marriage. Don't be content.
To change it. Yeah.
Don't be content with where you are.
Right. So one of the things that we want to address is your mindset. If you have fixed in your mind that this is your final destination, then you will give up.
Right.
There is no hope because there is no point in trying to do anything to better your marriage or to better yourself so that your marriage can be better. You will not look for contentment in your spouse. You will not look for any type of joy, connection, or pleasure with your spouse because you figure, we're just gonna die together.
Right.
And this is not your final destination. I remember this was years ago. I think we might have been married. I know it was within the first 5 years of marriage. And at that point, I don't know how long we've been married. Maybe, I don't know, I'm gonna say 3.
Okay.
Maybe 5, whatever. And I thought about it because I don't think I'm am I like a super logical person?
Yeah, she is.
Like, stuff has to make sense to me. It helps me if things make sense.
Everything has to make sense. Even if it already makes sense, it's got to make more sense.
So, I am kinda data driven. So, I was thinking about our marriage, which was horrible, just in a really bad place.
Right.
And I was talking with a friend of mine, and I said, okay, so I don't know how we were at that time, but let's just say, if we're going to be married, I said, James always says he's going to die at 82. So
85. Get it right. 85.
you recently changed it
No,
to 85.
it's
Okay,
85.
85.
Yeah.
So how long will we have been married by the time you're 85?
60 years.
Okay, so 60 years. 5 is what percent of 60?
5
Come on, work it out.
goes into
Well,
60.
10% of 60 would be 6. Okay, 6 years. So at that point, we hadn't even reached the 10% mark.
Right.
And God showed it to me in that way because that makes sense in my mind that you're talking about 100% of whatever, your marriage. And at that point, we had reached about 10%. And I was like, Dad, that's nothing. That's nothing. Mm-hmm. So how can you, at that point, how can you expect that it would be this wonderful, fabulous thing? And you hadn't even been working on it really, but 2, you'd only reached about 10% of the lifespan of your marriage. Right. So I began to think about it in those terms. And that helped me because I think, the big thing now, #goals, love goals, this goes, that goes. But people are looking at the goal and not looking at the work that you have to put in to attain the goal.
But it all starts with your attitude.
Yes, attitude, mindset.
It's your mindset. And those of you who have children, or you may have experienced it yourselves, if you failed at something, multiple times, do you just stay there?
You can't.
In school, you or your kid may have struggled in a subject and you keep failing tests and you just give up on it. No. You know that you have to succeed in this class in order to move to the next grade. So what do? You keep plugging away at it. You keep plugging away because you have a goal. Mm-hmm. And that goal is to get to the next level.
Right.
Same should apply in your marriages. Okay?
But so often it doesn't.
It does not. So you have to set goals.
Yeah.
And prepare yourself mentally to do whatever it takes to accomplish those goals.
To the next level, yes. And of course, we kind of talked on this last week about one person saving a marriage, and I said, I'm not sure if I believe that anymore. And he said he knows he doesn't. I think we've got a case before us now that's kind of making me change my mind. I think I might be leaning back toward one person. Because we worked with a couple and it's kind of single-handedly being done. But it's being done and it's starting to move and So I don't know.
The problem
Now I'm back in the middle of the road.
But the issue I take with that is, yes, this one person
Is doing the
is
heavy
holding
lifting.
it up right now.
Yeah.
How long can that last?
And yeah, and I'm not saying that that can be sustained.
Right.
I'm not saying that one person, I guess in my mind, I shouldn't say one person to save the marriage, but one person to do that initial gesture or that initial action, whatever that is. Because you are not always going to be in a situation where you speak to your spouse and although both of you realize, you know what, this is messed up.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. We're going to work on it. You're not going to always be in a situation where you both are willing to attack it and address it, set some goals and get things done. So it probably is going to fall to one person.
But that takes me back to something Jocko has said many times, is that we both can act a fool, but we just can't act a fool at the same time.
Can't do it on the same day.
You know? Somebody has to say,
day.
okay, we need to do this. You know, why he or she is acting crazy.
I need to go on and
the
do this.
The sane one needs to say, let me do this so I can
Right.
kind of move us forward.
Right.
All right?
So, mindset, attitude. Are you acting the way that you hate or that you claim you hate, but you don't want to change your behavior because I'm not going to be the only one that's doing blah, blah, blah? Or are you setting that goal in your mind? Are you seeing where you want your marriage to be and then adjusting your attitude and your actions and your behavior to go toward your goal as opposed to where you're stuck?
Now, you've set your goals. Let's say, hey, you know what? Yeah, we have been waddling in our mess and staying right here. But now you've decided, okay, I got my eye on the prize. My marriage is going to be better than this. And these are the things I need to do. Okay, you've identified those things. As I said in the last episode, I'm an athlete and I always use athletic analogies, you know. But studies show that a professional athlete puts in about 10,000 hours at their craft before they become professional and good at it. Where it starts to happen without them even thinking about it, without them putting forth any effort.
Right.
Same applies to your marriage. Put that 10,000 hours of doing what you need to do so that at some point it's an automatic thing.
Right.
You know, and people will look at you and say, man, they make marriage look easy.
Right.
But they just don't know the 10,000 hours of work that you put in. So put in that time. It's not an overnight thing.
And I'll say this too, on the flip side of that 10,000, you're going to put in 10,000 hours.
Right.
You just need to decide
what kind of 10,000
what kind of 10,000 hours you're going to put, where you're going to put your energy. Because you're going to put in 10,000 hours. Are you going to put them into pain and anguish and negativity and bad attitude? Or are you going to make a conscious effort to put your 10,000 hours into something constructive?
Making your marriage flourish.
Right. Yeah. So, once again, decisions, choices, discussions.
And that's what it boils down to, though. Deciding and then doing.
Yep. Making a conscious decision and then doing.
Regardless of what's going on around you, who's in your ear, because I know a lot of us have some people in our ear saying, oh, girl, I leave him. Man, I wouldn't put up with her. You know, you got people saying things like that, but if you know what you want with your spouse, you focus on that and forget all this noise.
Right. And that's what we're here for. That's why we are coaches. Because it's a heavy lift, but it's not, and because it is a heavy lift, it's not something that you're just going to run in and say, oh yeah, I want to do this. Because it's not fun.
Right.
It's not fun. The process isn't fun.
Right.
But what you get from it, the benefits are so awesome and fun and just enjoyable. So call us up. We do free consultations. It's amazing. It doesn't take very long to kind of
Right.
to kind of check out a marriage and see how you're communicating and stuff, and seeing right away if we feel like we can be of any assistance.
And we'll let you know.
And we don't mind saying, you know what? No, y'all need professional help. No, I'm kidding. But we don't mind letting you know if we think that we can be of any service to you. So go to our website, www.thehuntforharmony.com. Yeah, write it down. And I'll put it up there too.
But before, a lot of people think that, I can do it. We don't need their help. We're one couple that would counsel.
We didn't counsel them.
Huh?
I said we didn't counsel them.
Yes, we did.
We coached them.
Oh, we coached. My bad.
Yes.
Yeah, one couple we coached though. It was said that I don't like talking to people about my problems.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't ever get any advice, any clean advice.
Right.
And you're always trying to figure it out yourself, but you're already in a state of mind where you're not going to think clearly.
Right. Because your motivation, and this is just a human thing.
Right.
Your motivation is to first think of yourself.
Right.
You're not thinking about that other person.
Right.
You're thinking about how you are being treated wrong and how you are being, maligned and how your life is so horrible and it's because of them. So you're not thinking the way that someone else would be thinking about the situation. You're too close to it.
Exactly. So go to our website, harmony.com,
Mm-hmm.
and sign up for the free consultation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We look forward to working with you. You can't do everything by yourselves. And you can't always count on the people around you because they don't always have your best interest at heart. Okay? So before we go, I want everybody to take a second again and subscribe.
Please.
Like and share.
Please.
And we will see you next week, 7:30 here on The Hunt for Harmony.
Yes, we will.
You guys have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.